The 2025 MLB Hall of Fame class was just announced. 3 brand new Hall of Famers. Billy Wagner making it in on his 10th year. CC Sabathia in his debut. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And Ichiro Suzuki is also getting in his first year. But he missed out on unanimity by 1 vote. One self-centered, attention-seeking loser decided that they were not going to vote for Ichiro Suzuki, robbing him of his well-deserved unanimous entry into Cooperstown, and I am pissed about it. It's the exact same thing that we saw with Derek Jeter a couple years ago. He missed out by 1 vote. There's just no explanation for it. I get there's been 1 unanimous Hall of Famer ever. I would argue there should be many more. How do you look at Babe Ruth's career and say, not sure. Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Ken Griffey Jr. I can go on and on and on. Randy Johnson. There's so many guys that should be unanimous Hall of Famers, but they're not. I think we're getting to the point where the Hall of Fame voters understand their job a little bit more. I think we're definitely getting better people ballots, more people that actually care about baseball and recognize the responsibility they have as voters are actually getting to do the voting. But you've clearly got some ones that don't give a shit, that want to make the entire process all about them when it's about honoring the great game, our nation's pastime, and some of the best players that have ever played in baseball. It pisses me off. Ichiro was projected to be 100% on all public ballots that we saw coming into today. He remained perfect, and he falls just 1 vote shy of getting into Cooperstown unanimously. And I'm pissed. As I said before, I'm double pissed now that I said it twice. Take a second here to talk about everybody else, because CC Sabathia, he made it. 86% of the vote. You need 75%, so he cleared his first ballot entry by quite a bit. Very happy for CC. Thought it was pretty clear that he was going to get in on his first trip, and he does so easily. Billy Wagner, this is his final year. I've been saying this to death. Relievers need more love. I get that they don't pitch historically as much as the starting pitchers, right? But nowadays, look at it. If a reliever goes 70, 80 innings, that isn't that far off of a starting pitcher. In today's age more than ever, I think you have to recognize relief pitchers, closing pitchers for how good they are and how adept they are at shutting down the game once the starter comes out. It's their specific role, and we need to honor the players that did that the best. Billy Wagner, probably the greatest left-handed reliever of all time. It's a shame and a sham that it's taken him 10 years to get in, but he finally does. Carlos Beltran has risen a lot in his time on the ballot. He's up to 70%. Seems pretty clear he'll get in next year. Andrew Jones at 66%. A little bit interesting. I think he's got to get in. I do think he will eventually, but would have liked to see a little bit more progress. I still think that he projects well to get in. As far as everybody else, Chase Utley, he's risen. He's got more points. Alex Rodriguez, Manny Ramirez at this rate, said it the past couple of years, I think they've been losing percentage of votes. So don't hold your breath on thinking they're going to have some sort of revival. I know Bonds and Clemens ended up getting fairly close on their 10th trip to the ballot, but that was a little bit different of a conversation. There was definitely a movement of people that recognized the steroid era as that was Major League Baseball at the time. And if you're going to tell the true story of Major League Baseball, you kind of have to have the steroid era players in it, especially considering it was pretty well known around baseball that these guys were juicing. Major League Baseball did not care because They were reviving the sport that they killed in 94 due to the strike. So A-Rod and Manny, they won't be getting in. Pettit also, he's linked to steroids. I don't think he's going to make it in, and anybody else on the ballot probably won't. So Beltran and Jones, I think, are looking good for the years ahead. And Ichiro, CC Sabathia, and Billy Wagner, welcome to Cooperstown. Think they're all very deserving, and I'm glad that Ichiro and CC got in first ballot, and I'm glad that Billy Wagner's finally gotten in. But holy fuck, do we have to have some sort of reform? We can find out, right? Who left Ichiro off their ballot? I would like to see a full, detailed discussion. I want bullet points. I want an essay written on how they think Ichiro Suzuki does not deserve to be a Hall of Famer. That is ridiculous, and it's going to piss me off for a little bit longer here. 3 times pissed at this point, but I'm sure I'll get over it eventually. The first player of Japanese descent ever to make Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. Very cool, and what an honor.